Good morning to you, Mike.
How are you doing? You okay?
I am good. How are you?
Good, yeah, feeling okay actually. I'm quite happy with this list.
Okay, well, let's kick this off then with Newcastle away. I appreciate that you probably think, well, we've got to play them all, but you're looking for a bit of momentum. That's a big game to kick off your campaign.
It is a big game, but I think opening fixture of the season always throws up a few surprise results. And, you know, how many times have we seen games where we expect to get nothing from and end up getting something from it? But looking at the following fixtures, Nottingham Forest and Brentford, you know, there's two very winnable fixtures. So I think it's quite favourable, really.
What's your emotional state going into the next season? Are you feeling hopeful, or have you reserved a portion of your psyche for it not going well?
I think there's always going to be a certain amount of realism amongst the Saints fan base. We won a massive amount of games last season. It's not going to be like that. We're not going to end the season with 87 points. But I like to think that we'll get the resources in the squad that we need to play the way Russell Martin wants to play. But I think we should be feeling fairly confident, but of course with a little bit of realism mixed in there too.
I quite like your West Ham at home for Boxing Day. I feel like that's got a Christmas feel about it.
It does. It does. I do like having a home fixture on Boxing Day. For the travel arrangements, it's very, very useful. If it wasn't at home, maybe a London away for Boxing Day. But yeah, West Ham, always good with their fans coming down to St Mary's. Nice and vocal. But let's hope Flynn Downs is wearing a Saints shirt and not a West Ham one.
Yeah. Agreed. And also, you know, if it was Brentford or Nottingham Forest, that doesn't feel very Christmassy at all, does it? But I think the West Ham does feel Christmassy. Now, the last game for Bournemouth, they've got Leicester. For me, when I look at the fixtures, I like the first two and I like the last game, because often things do hang on a knife edge. Your last game is Arsenal.
Yeah, our last game, and in fact we have Manchester City 2 weeks before that, so they're both games that we've got at home, and we could have a massive say in the title race. I'm not thinking about the other end of the table. I'm just going to say we'll have a massive say in the title race. We'll focus on that part. Yeah.
Exciting, isn't it? I mean, what you're looking for from your sport is for it to be able to hold you, so you've got anticipation. When sport really struggles is when that's lost. And I think to go up to the Premier League, to bounce straight back in and to get stuck in must be really exciting being a Southampton fan. I'm thinking, you know, Bournemouth got their highest total ever. They've got to go in with a spring in their step. And of course, Pompey have marched their way into the Championship. There's a lot of good things happening on the South Coast.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good to see him. And I'm always aside for one of those clubs that you mentioned, I like to see them all doing well. But it's always something, when you go into a contest like the Premier League, you're not expected to get that much from the fixtures. So whenever you go into any game, that anticipation of, oh, if we get something today, that'd be amazing. And then that whole kind of confidence of when you do get it. You know, no disrespect to the clubs we were playing in the Championship, but some of those fixtures, you just kind of felt a bit a little bit lifeless, because you were just expected to win a lot of those fixtures. Yeah. But, you know, to go up against the big guns in the Premier League, it's great to be back.
Some of those fixtures were beneath you. Yeah,
that's what
I'm hearing you say. They were beneath you. It was almost embarrassing, you know. And I can see that. You know, when I look at some of these documentaries, I think some of these teams, you know, there's an expectation that you should be getting a good hiding. You know, much better than.
Let's not forget we only got a point against Rotherham at home. That's just the one that always sticks in my mind. I'm thinking like, what the heck was that? You know?
Yeah, testing your mettle. Mike, lovely to have you on the show. Thank you for your time this morning. Good luck for the kickoff for the Premier League season.